Hello, my name is Orlando Hughes. I'm a retired Tampa Police Department. I've retired from the police department almost about 6 months ago. I protect and serve people. I know the community. I've served the community. I've served every community that you can imagine in the city of Tampa. Now I want to serve the city council for District 7. A few points I want to go over this afternoon is one, community policing. It's needed. I know community policing. I've done it. Police officers out of their cars, engaged in the community, being involved in youth athletics, mentorship programs. It brings a whole holistic approach to the community and what we need to do. I look at mass transit, a big issue. For years, I've went over railroad tracks in my police car, run over railroad tracks, running out the suspects, finding children on railroad tracks. But I believe that our transit system needs the railroad track system. We need oils on them and need them running. They're valuable. I don't understand why we haven't utilized them. We need them. We need a collaboration with the county, other cities, to be a viable force to the workforce. People can't get from New Tampa to Lutz or New Tampa to Riverview without transportation. Our busing system has to be improved. It has to be some hubs that you can get people to point A to point B. Thirdly, a big part of any community, any city, is unemployment. We have to have jobs for people. A lot of times, it's not unemployment, it's unemployability. A lot of our young people have had past indiscretions in their lives. They need help. We need to have a good reentry program to help them. A reentry program that will allow them to get into the workforce. Businesses that come here and take our tax dollars for incentives need to hire people who have past indiscretions. Also, we need to work with the school system. Every job in the city, the school system should know about. Be able to train our kids on the jobs that are here within our city and within our county. Every kid is not going to college. I know that. I work with them every day. Youth programs, I hear their stories. They don't have funding to go to school. There's not enough funding to go around to give them. So we have to give them opportunity. And I believe certificates being given to young people when they're coming out of high school, they can go get a job within the city of Tampa, Hillsborough County. They're trained, they're skilled now. They want to be employed. They want a chance, they want an opportunity. Everybody wants it. Again, I've been behind the doors. I know what is needed. I've been boots on the ground. I've seen the poorest of the poorest homes, the wealthiest of the wealthiest. But what I do know is in every community, you have a home of someone that has a drug addiction problem, mental illness, elderly people, drugs and alcohol. It happens. There's no community that is safe from it, but we have to be able to help our people. I'm that voice. I know what is needed. I've been behind the doors. And as your next city councilman for District 7, I'll be a voice for the people, a champion for the people. Thank you and God bless.
Hello, my name is Avis Harrison and I'm a candidate for the City Council District 7 race. I have been a member of the District 7 for 17 years. 16 months ago, my husband John died of cancer, and it was our dream that we would serve and give back to our community. John was an F-14 Navy pilot, and I was a stay-at-home wife. We moved here because of his job with Southwest Airlines. He was a captain for 22 years. I am carrying on the dream of giving back and serving the community because this is what I believe in. We have no family here in Tampa, but my kids and I decided to stay and make roots here and give back to the community that was so loving and giving to us. As I have been canvassing and talking to neighbors, three issues have come to my attention: transportation, redevelopment of the university area, and taxes to be left in District 7. Transportation is a huge issue for our district, and I plan to work with the City Council and the Hillsborough County Commission, the Metropolitan Planning Organization, and the Florida Department of Transportation to help with the roads and our transportation systems. The university community area is a striving area. The USF area is right next to it, and I plan to work with the Innovation Alliance of Tampa. Their mission is to revitalize the area of the university area by working with citizens to make it a place for people to work, build, and play, and live. And also for the taxes, District 7 generates a lot of revenue to the city of Tampa. And I plan to champion and be an advocate for us to receive our fair share of our taxes, because we greatly need infrastructure in District 7. If you're tired of the same old politicians saying one thing and doing another, I am the person for you. I will fight hard and give everything I can give to the district that I love. My little granddaughter says, Disney World is the most magical place on earth, but for me, it is Tampa. The people here are exceptional, and I want to show you how I want to help the residents of District 7. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cyril Spiro, and I'm running for Tampa City Council District 7, which is the northern part of the city. Thank you for joining me on this 4-minute unedited, uncut video of my candidacy. I live in Quarry Lake Isles, which is in the northern part of the city, with my wife and 2 children. I'm a physician by training, and I have a master's in business administration. Many years ago, in the early part of my career, I decided to focus on software development for physicians to help them treat patients more effectively. And I built a company over a 9-year period, which I sold to another company here called Health Access Group in Tampa, Florida. And currently, I'm a consultant for that company, working in conjunction with USF to help patients with Parkinson's disease. I'm also the chairman of the Quarry Lake Isles CDD, which is a $2 million government budget, as I said, it's candid, a $2 million local government with a budget of $2 million. Again, very candid. And as the chairman of the CDD, I've implemented a system of surveys, which is what I'm known for in the community, which has allowed us to listen to residents' opinions about big issues which we make decisions about. We've actually used the surveys in order to form our budget, and as a result, we've lowered our taxes to the lowest level in 5 years while still increasing our amenities. I want to take that same system for the city of Tampa, to the city of Tampa. In fact, 2 years ago, I worked with our current city council member to do a survey, which we did for the district regarding our budget. And I learned that residents in the northern part of our district were most concerned about transportation, and residents in the southern part were most concerned about crime and policing. So I'm going to focus on those 2 issues. First, transportation. There are 2 main things that are being addressed in terms of transportation. One is the possibility of light rail, and the other one is the possibility of toll roads. I currently have a survey online on my website that you can visit in order to fill out that information and let me know what your opinion is. However, both of those may take up to a decade to implement, so I have some ideas about things that can happen more quickly. Basically, I'd like to work with developers as a city council member to bring jobs to the northern part of the city so we don't have to drive as far. The big problem we have in the city of Tampa is rush hour traffic. So if we can get cars off the road during rush hour, we can help solve that problem. Other ideas that are fairly simple is to provide incentives for businesses in order for them to hire micro-locally, so that they hire employees that are, let's say, within a 5-mile radius, so they don't drive so far on the roads, or to have them hire employees on off shifts, so they're not on the roads during rush hour, or maybe even work from home. One particular road I'm interested in is the Kinnan-Mansfield Road, and that road is on the county line with Pasco County, and it has a 70-foot strip of grass in between the 2 connections. And I'd like to make sure that we finish that, connect that road, work with the county and the city to do it, so that we have a relief of the congestion in the northern part of the city. As far as policing and crime goes, I'm a very active proponent of police body cameras. I think that they're a win-win situation, and they help both the police and the residents in solving problems for our crime situation. So a recent study done by USF with 10% of our police force wearing body cameras has shown that while they were wearing body cameras, there was a reduction in violence whenever there was interaction between the police and the residents. Now that we know that that works, I've encouraged the City Council to ask the Mayor to put police body cameras in our budget for 2017. And that is something that I'd like to do as your elected representative. So the election is in November, and if you were to elect me as your representative, I would be very honored, and I'd be very happy to be your voice on City Council. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Louis Vieira and I'm running for City Council from North Tampa. Our campaign is built upon what we call the 3 R's: resolve, respect, and results. That is, we're working hard with resolve to get the results that we know that everyone in North Tampa deserves, that we deserve, that our communities deserve, and that our neighbors deserve. But I got to tell you, the part of that equation that is most personal and important to me is the idea of respect. I say that as a person who has lived in the surrounding North Tampa area all of his life. We need to have respect for North Tampa, respect for North Tampa's past and part in our city, as well as respect for an agenda that will benefit North Tampa as part in its future in the city of Tampa. We all know what North Tampa has given to the city of Tampa and what North Tampa has to give to the future of the city of Tampa. After all, we're the part of Tampa that gave the city of Tampa Florida Hospital, Moffitt Cancer Center, a wonderful Shriner Center, and the University of South Florida, from which I graduated some years ago. We have numerous independent businesses in North Florida, including Mr. Dunderback's and Mel's Hot Dogs, and we're home to wonderfully diverse neighborhoods and communities like the New Tampa area, Forest Hills, University Park, and Copeland Park. Indeed, we also not just have a history in North Tampa that we should all be proud of and celebrate, but we've also got a future that I will work hard as your city councilman to champion on city council. That means having a 21st century system of transportation. Indeed, as a father of a young son who goes to our local public schools in New Tampa, who takes that ride every single day, from New Tampa to South Tampa, I know personally about the burden that transportation can bring on so many of our families. I'm going to work hard as your city council member to fight for a 21st century system of transportation that puts mass transit on the agenda right here, right now. I'll fight for the idea in the city of Tampa and for North Tampa that we should have a rising tide that lifts all boats in our city. That includes encouraging skilled apprenticeships so that our young people can have opportunities to look forward to. That includes continuing the wonderful fight that I celebrate as a proud bull to develop the university area. Indeed, when I look at the city of Tampa, I see the university area as one of the areas that is most ripe for development within our city. That means continuing to stand for and respect our first responders, our EMS personnel, our paramedics, our cops, and our firefighters. And that includes continuing to fight for solutions for the problems that plague our neighborhoods. Whether it's property crime in Forest Hills or taking a look at that Kinman-Mansfield problem that so many neighborhoods in New Tampa talk about all the time to me, we got to find solutions. And I will continue to champion that idea that no matter where you come from, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, no matter your race or your religion or your background, that you're part of the family of Tampa. Just like we have the family of America, there is also the family of Tampa, something that I proudly cherish and celebrate. And I'm proud of the fact that in this campaign, we've had the endorsements of numerous local leaders, Republicans and Democrats, coming together to support our campaign. And I'm particularly proud of the fact that we have the early endorsement from the City of Tampa firefighters who have taken a look at our agenda and my record of public service and have supported our campaign. I truly do appreciate the fact that you've taken the time to listen to me. It's an agenda that I'm passionate about as a person who grew up in the North Tampa surrounding area and who's raising his son in this area. I'm a stakeholder and I'm going to fight hard for our future. Thank you.